That's what we got back here. We got new pieces, new hoses, new vent lines to tie in all the older stuff here. I took all this one apart. David gets to take this one apart today, which will be joyous of occasions. But we have to disassemble all these rock hoses off. And this one here, the old fuel tank was only the filler, the inlet on the old fuel tank was that size. Well, the newer fuel tanks, it's this size, so we run into this. But the old rubber on this tank, on this tank, is the perfect outside diameter to fit on that. So what I'm going to do is I'll have David take this clamp off, but we'll leave this hose on, and then I'm going to cut it right at the metal. And I'm going to slide this one up over that one with new clamps, or different clamps, because I hate those clamps that's on there. And that'll work just fine. So we'll get busy assembling, and nice. Right size. Cut it good. Worked out well. Better than I thought it was. I used a Sawzall with actually a metal cutting blade on it because it's not quite of a jagged cut as a wood cutter, which worked well. Worked fantastico. And go ahead and tighten this one on this end, because well, it's not going to be moving about. I guess it helps if I'd pull my glasses down on my eyes where I could see what I was doing, huh? Yeah, no sense to doing it the easy way. At this point right now, I'm going to go ahead and just bring this in from the back side of this. Yeah, it may take a nap while I'm doing this. I don't know. Better check, make sure the bolts go through here too. Yep, they go right through there. Okay, I got to put the glasses on for this. I just can't see. Okay, that's what I got going on. Finally got this kind of lined up. I still had to get the hose, vent hose hooked up there. I had to tighten up clamps. Loads of fun. I tell you what, direct replacement is not direct replacement by any means. I'm just going to say it. Because nothing really fits just perfect. Small piece to go between here and here. I'm going to have to cut and grab two more clamps. We'll grab that, I'll be back. And I got my piece of hose here. We're going to have to see how much I'm going to need on the vent tube here. Get it down on there. And man, everything is just kind of insane with this thing. What do I got in my ear? Oh, that's my glasses. Gotta lay them back heavy, or else I'll break them. I know how I am. Yeah, I've got a hose cutter here. Cut just a little more than I'm going to need. Oh, come on. Come off there. Maybe I wouldn't have to go get a razor blade. That cut ain't near as pretty as the other one, but it'll do. It'll do in a pinch. Or it'll pinch in a do. Whatever. And we'll put this on here. We'll bring this down here. And then we're going to ram all this here together like this. Make sure that's not all kinked up. Push on there. Okay, there we go. And then I got to go around the other side and do the same thing on the left side as I'm doing here on the right side. Good times, good times. Okay. This. See if I run it up just a little bit so it's not as loose. Come on. So we can get that all in there. There we go. Tight and lead. Get that on there. Come on. Can't hardly see. I don't know why I don't put my glasses on. That would just kind of run the challenge if I could see. You know, gotta have a good challenge. Like this truck's not big enough challenge, but they gotta have a good challenge. Slide down. There we go. Put on there, yeah. That's what I wanted anyways. I'll just take my scooter and make sure it's tight on there. Oh yeah. It's a tight. Okay. So basically I have to go do all this back there on the left side. Today we're working on the treasure trove of wiring issues that this thing has. And I mean, see that? That's just like a whole treasure trove of wiring problems and issues and wires just hooked and unhooked and craziness going on. I mean, back over here we have wires just randomly laying. We have a nice rat's nest down in here going on. I mean, it's insane. And some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. So I'm going to try to figure some of this wiring out. I don't know what all I'm going to figure out. I'm going to have to probably look some stuff up also. Anywho, doesn't that sound like a good time? So let's get right into it. I did find I couldn't get the headlights come on, then everything quit going on. And what I found is there was, I had this grounded to the motor, but then there was no body ground, and I thought there was a body ground hooked up. So what we did is we got ourselves a good body ground made, hooked up right down to the frame, over here to the body on this side, over, dang, here. So, you know, we got the frame grounded, we got the body grounded, and now we have the motor grounded, which now the headlights work. Radio inside come on for a minute, played some music. I know the wipers are going to work. Once I get some bulbs changed, pretty sure the turn signals are going to work, but something's wrong with the turn signal switch. It's really loose. Either the screw's loose in there or it's broke, one of the two. The bed's not bolted down. It needs to be bolted on. I'm hoping that hoping all the tank switch and everything's hooked up underneath. I don't know for sure. I did get the filler necks put on last little bit, so we did get the filler necks in. got that done. I'm hoping that the tail lights aren't plugged into the wiring harness on this, or that's going to be another issue I have to mess with. On the inside, we have power windows and locks, which kind of sounds like it's wanting to go up, but they're not wanting to go down. And then the window switch, well, can't get in either one of the windows to work, so that's going to have to be figured out. Then down here, we have this little wire here, which I do believe is for the cruise control, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have this, which I'm not exactly sure where it goes. Then we have these two backed around into itself, which I'm sure is for the safety neutral switch, which is not plugged in. And we have some random wires over here just hanging out. So this thing is just like a whole treasure trove of fun going on. So we're going to have to address all these wire issues. We do got the brake light switch, and we do got the cruise control vacuum kill switch up here that's wired into the brake pedal, which seems to be doing things. So that's a plus. But we got this wire hanging down. We have to figure all this out. Like I said, the look under there. Can you see it? Safety neutral switch right here. Not plugged in. Might be bad, might not, I don't know. Plate for the steering column is just hanging here loose. And the steering column here, just, and look under there, look, see that? It's loose. So it's a whole treasure trove of good things to come. Did get a new tank switch. Got to hook it up, put it in. No emergency brake cables hanging down underneath. Still a ton of stuff to do here. So, anyhow, that's the whole thing. So, not sure where I'm going to start, but I'm going to start somewhere. Okay, I'm going to check these. Check the wires to the junction box. I'll go in right there. Let me make sure everything's pushed in there good, plugged in there good. What have we got? They did change part of this under the hood wiring harness, which is everything on this side. Everything seems to be connected good. See if I got any power up here. Top. Nope. Nope. Don't have any power. None. Yeah. Key's gonna have to be on though. How about that? Take the key on. Let's see. Nope. None of this power up. I can't figure out why. This happens if I backfeed some of that. Not arcing. So that's a plus. Alright, now I've got power there and there. Let's put the fuse in there and see if this blower motor comes on. Okay, so I guess it's blower motor power. Look at that. Yes. This right here is looking somewhat suspicious. I didn't power it yet either, though. It should be. Probably should be. Power there. No power there. Put this fuse back in here. 30 amp fuse. And here. Now let's see. Yep. 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 Fuse here. Oh, here. Plug that in. Now let's see if I got anything. Yep. Okay. So that gives us slower motor, driver's side window. Slow. But that's giving us pretty much all the power we need there. Put a fitting in the fuel pump, which is, I hope this one right here fits. But it's down here. So we're gonna have to get under there for that. And we'll see if this one fits in there. So let me get you situated under there and then we'll start that. Okay, let's see if we can get this fitting in here. Got here, and this fuel pump. Got little allergies going on. Don't particularly like them, but somebody's got to have them, I guess. Huh? Got the fitting on. Go to the carburetor. I don't want to run this right up in between everything how they do, because that makes things vapor lock when it's right up against the motor. And during the summertime here where we live, it gets horribly hot. So we want to go ahead and just run it. We'll probably run it out. I'll probably run it over. Maybe do a service loop with the filter and then back into the carburetor. Okay, let's get this baby hooked up. Or attempt to get it hooked up, whatever you want to call it. Get it hooked up, attempt to get it hooked up, I don't know. Whatever. First thing we need is we're going to need a small clampage. This up right here. And then it's hooked into this one. Right here. What is that? Oh, that's really nice. I probably went on top of the tank for the sending in it. This bed was off here. I don't even know why they didn't hook the left side tank up. They put the switch in though, so we know that. I didn't know that this back piece is actually switching. Or it's making noise like it's switching. Not gonna say it's switching for sure. But it is making the noise like it's switching, so that's a plus. Okay, let's see if we can get the clamps tightened on the fuel line. Now that we have them on there. I have this really cool headlamp. Hoping I'm shining from the top. It doesn't blind anybody down there that's watching. Then I got to figure out I'm going to run the fuel line up to the carburetor. Because, well, I don't like running it up in between all the brackets and everything against the block. That tends to, make things vapor lock. Now we got those lines hooked up. I'm going to try to take this line here. I'm going to run that fuel line off the fuel pump completely away from the motor and the headers. Not where it's going to be in the way of really anything else, but I don't like them run up how they run them in between everything else. I mean, along the heads and stuff and up in there. So I'm going to run it off to the side and then up to there. I got to use the tubing bender. I don't know if everybody can see this or not. Let's see if I can get my hand long enough. Whatever. I got to do some adjustment here. Need an auto adjust. Yeah. Anyway, got this. Got the old tubing bender. Let's see if I can remember how to use this thing. Huh? Maybe so. Maybe no. Don't remember. Put the tubing in. However far we want to bend it. Down in there. Need a little sticking out. And take this. We're going to work it around this gently. Massaging it. Like that. We have a nice little angle on there. All kinked up. It's pretty. Oh, sorry. Getting carried away. Thought it was a fluke. Take the bender. Just put it on this side. Get our line up in there. Right about there. Oh, that's the direction I need it. Let's see. That's in there. It goes in that. Oh, I need to bend it the other way. Because that's in there. I need to bend that a little bit of an angle. Twist that around. That should be it right there. Bring this up just a hair. Make sure I'm still at the, I want it. I like that. And then we'll start bending here. Bend it over. About like that. Put that up. And we have our bends. This one actually is going to go down through a hole in the frame and kick over. And then this will stick up and go over towards where the carburetor goes. And then I'll bend this piece back around this way at about a 45 right here. First, we're going to stick it back in here for fitment. Make sure everything's where I want it. That'll go over to there. Yep. And then that right there will go right over to the carburetor. Yeah, that's going to look pretty good right there. Get y'all in there. We got, it'll come up here. It goes down, I don't know the light's on there, but see where the end is down there moving? That'll hook in there. And then it'll build a bracket. That'll hold the line itself in place. And then we'll go from there right up to the carburetor. And that'll be a good place to put the filter in somewhere in there. Anyway, it's not run up through around the brackets where they normally would run it. Where it's against the motor. I hate it when things vapor lock. That's why I did this. So let's get with it. See what's going to happen. Hopefully it works. Ears up, everybody. Ears crossed. Let's see what it does. Maybe it didn't run long enough to pull. Let me add some more gas in the bowl of the carburetor. More gas in the bowl of the carburetor. Let me fill my little bottle up. Hey, if y'all love my hat, comment below. If you like, in fact, if you're going to watch my videos and you do like my hat, subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And watch the whole video from front to end. That helps with where we end up in the search bar. I appreciate everybody helping. Everybody watching, I like it. All right, here we go again. Ears crossed. All right, folks, we're going to let that gas dry off, and I'm going to sip on some coffee, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're going to try this again. Things are kind of dried off. I hooked my meter up so I can see if I can get 13 volts or more. See if the charging whirler's doing charging whirler things. Well, I might need you to turn over while I operate the throttle, being as there's no inside throttle. Almost fell. Turned sideways on my own foot. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't think the fuel pump pumping them. Of course, not everything's going to be a winner. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Now, well, fuel pump's not pumping. Shoes are not pumping. Or nothing. So, well, might have to put more fuel in the tank. I'll get some more fuel. We'll try that. So me and David sitting there talking. Well, he's scratching his eye, but we were sitting there talking, and the way this truck's been, everything is just basically mocked up on it. Nothing was hooked up. So I climb under there and I squeeze my obviously small hand between the frame and the tank, and I fill up in there, and none of the lines for that brand new tank that they bolted up in there are hooked up. The tank was literally just put up in there and bolted in. No filler neck, no lines on top, none of that. This truck is basically just a mock-up of how it was going to be. Okay, here I am under here. And this tank isn't hooked up. As you can see, there's some lines here, which I've already pulled back. They hook into here. Return line hooks to the back. The sending unit hooks back here. And so none of this was hooked up because it's like a major ordeal to get to. So I can't even get my hand out of here to get it out of the way of the phone or the camera. So somehow or another, I've got to hook all of them up because they're not hooked up. And, well, there's virtually nowhere to really sit you so you can watch up here because it's such a tiny little space, which is fun. For sure, I get everything done up. Definitely wasn't any kind of fun whatsoever. But I did all the lines and everything hooked up here, so that's definitely a plus. Okay, here comes the moment of truth, folks. David's going to go in there and operate the key. I'm going to come over here and operate something else. Let me grab a plastic bottle or a cup or something. Got a plastic bottle. I'm going to take this fuel line. I'm going to set it right up beside there. Like that there. So I'll know when it starts doing fuel. I'm going to go ahead and fill this bowl up. All right, here we go. Go ahead. Nothing. Who knows? Well, it dang sure wasn't a win, for sure. I got to figure out why this thing ain't pumping fuel. Okay, well, I got about 3 more gallons in the tank. I'm gonna fill up my gas bottle, fill up the carburetor, and for about the, I don't know, 400th time, I don't know, we're gonna see if we can get it to pull fuel out of that new tank. So let me get my little bottle filled up, and then we're gonna see what happens. Okay, we got the fuel bottle filled up. Got a little plastic water bottle there to see when if we're picking up fuel or not. Go ahead and fill the old carburetor up. A little prime in there. And let's hopefully we pump gas. And nothing yet. Well, after several times trying to get it to pull fuel, and then you figure out the tank didn't get hooked up, and the tank valve underneath wasn't hooked up. We hooked all that up. We hooked the tank up underneath. I added 3 more gallons of fuel to the tank. I'm still not getting anything up front. All right. Well, I bypassed the tank valve underneath, run it direct. I'm gonna put a little gas in this carburetor, and hopefully I'll get some pull. I don't know. Let's see what she does. Let's see. Well, after unhooking the tank valve back there and just running it directly to the tank, which I know it'll pull fuel up because I sucked on the line and got fuel to come up. Hooked it all back up. I put gas in here and the carburetor, filled the carburetor up, checked it several times. The fuel pump's no good. So not only is the tank valve no good, but the fuel pump is no good either on this. This thing is nothing but a headache from the get-go. Okay. Hope everybody hears us. David's working on getting that master cylinder off. I'm climbing underneath, going to pull the fuel pump off because it's no good. Fuel pump's no good. Master cylinder's no good. Tank valve back there at the tank, no good. But these are all the parts we're going to be trying to change, well, until we run out of parts. So I'm going to climb underneath and pull this off. David's doing that. I'd take you under there, but there's no room for me to really work if y'all are under there. I'm going to keep knocking you over, so. David will keep you entertained.
I just want you to know my shirt says I'm being left unsupervised. So.
And that's a fact.
Yes, it is.
He is unsupervised right now. Didn't even know this was from, so I started cleaning it off. But that's why it didn't seal.
Yeah.
There's no, you got to put a thin layer of Permatex on each side or it's just not, even with the gasket, odds of it sealing are slim to none.
Well, that one bolt fought me till about the last 10 turns, and it was easy.
Of course. The last 10 turns.
Last 10 turns. It finally eased up, but they're tight. No, I didn't put them, 97 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, I don't know why.
So.
Okay. We're going to have to bleed this. I didn't think to make sure these were like the same threads. Didn't even think about that.
What's that?
Make sure these were the same threads. Well, the front one is, but the back one's not.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be about par for the course.
I know, that's why I said that. No, they're the same.
So you notice I didn't get worked up about it. Like, okay. I don't even get a surprise face anymore.
You have recent messages from
Valerie. We're back doing
Valerie
stuff.
Said, "Who is Joel? Another brother I didn't know. I was entertaining."
My buddy Holmes, well, Joel is down there under the truck.
Joel from next.
He owns Southwest Machine and Design, so if you're in the area, you probably know him if you deal with cars. Just gonna say that. If not, you might want him to do your stuff.
The worst part of getting under the truck is getting out from under.
The pad's pretty.
From getting out.
The pad's pretty comfortable though, isn't it?
It's not bad.
I like it. Like I said, it's just a yoga mat.
That's a tree rolling its own.
Yeah, that's a tree falling. The leaves falling off the tree. Well, folks, we got the fuel pump put in, but it definitely took 2 people around that serpentine belt set of brackets and whatnot.
It didn't win.
But it's in. How far down is that?
It's about leveled out. It's
A little farther. Yeah, I'll let the kind of bled the master cylinder in. Hey, folks. Got a new tank valve for under here, so I'm going to have to pull all the lines back loose again. Actually, I'm just going to cut that one in 2, and I'm going to use that new hose on there because it needed a new hose anyways. But I got to unhook all the lines. Then I got to get up in here between the frame and the cab and get the 2 bolts out of it, which should prove to be interesting to say the least. But I've already got it unplugged. Got some tools sitting over there, so let's get with the program. Hello? And we got some squeeze clamps. We got some clamps. Yep, we got all the good stuff on here. You think, who thought that putting bolts on top of the frame to hold this in was a good idea? Some engineer is laughing someplace in hilarium.
every time he thinks about it. Or every time you may watch a video like this, you know. Could be cracking up. Anywho, definitely is not easy. Should have gotten a pillow. Yep, should have gotten a pillow. Alright, I'm sure it's boring just sitting there watching me turn these two bolts out of the inside of this, so let me get this thing off and see if I can get that new one on. Or at least bolt it back up, or show you how I bolt it back up, but for now, I shall return. Alright, so we got it finally swapped out. The lines on there. This was for the charcoal canister. Did away with the charcoal canister, so we don't need that. So, hopefully with all this in here and done, which took a minute, we will pick up fuel from this tank and it'll run on its own. We're about to find out. All right, I'm gonna fill the bowl up. And I'm probably gonna have to put that on there. I'm gonna fill the bowl up here. Find my bottle. Not sure where I put it the other day. I know I put it where I wouldn't forget it. Right here. Generally that means I'll never find it, but you know. Yeah, I just found it. We're gonna put our gas line in there. Stick the bottle right here. And we're going to crank it up, see if it'll start pulling from the tank. Hope it does. Turn the key on. Old battery, she's deader than a mackerel because, well, not really dead. I forgot to hook up the ground. Forgot I unhooked ground the other day. All right. Let's do this again. Take two. Turn the switch on. See if the tank makes noise. Yep. Let's see what she does. Well, gents and ladies and gents, and all people above, looks like she's pumping fuel. We got it, pumping fuel. Finally. Nice, too. Good year. Like a 2025 wheat gas. Yes! Boy, that took an act of me. So now we've got it pumping fuel to the carburetor from the tank. I'm going to take a peek under here, make sure I don't have any leaks, anything crazy going on under here. And I don't. No leakage. So I've got to put a, let me put a clamp on that fill line to the carburetor, because there's not one on it presently. Let's see if I got one in here. That'll work. I don't know if this will or not. Let's just see. I think it will. Yeah, it's going to. We're going to put this back on the carburetor. This hose here. Right there. And I'm going to tighten that up. And I got to put my vacuum plug back in. Down here. Now I'm still going to have to get port for the back of the carburetor at the intake to run the brake booster off of. This front one here, run the PVC valve off of. But for right now, I'm going to start this up, even though I don't have accelerator. And let's see if this thing will just keep running for a second. See what we got. Fingers crossed, folks. Adjustment on that carburetor. She wanted to flood a little, stick open, whatever you want to call it. Hey. Do a little my carburetor adjuster out here and do a little bit of adjusting on it. See if we can keep it from sticking. Well, there we have that part. It's getting fuel finally. It only took a new fuel pump, some new lines, the new tank valve under the bed. You know, everything that makes up the fuel system. Everything. Well, finally, after 47,361.3 years, got fuel to the carburetor, pulling out of the tank. Basically, the whole fuel system wasn't any good. So now it's got new tanks, new lines, new switch, new fuel pump. So, and it actually worked. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bottom radiator hose on, put the shroud in, and put the top radiator hose on, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, well, I'm going to get the upper and lower radiator hoses on, the fan shroud on, all that good stuff, and then I'll show you how it looks. Well, here, it's done, just that quick. Click of the fingers, got it all in there, fan shroud in there. Wiring's mostly done for the biggest part of running and driving. So we just got a few things to do today. Bleed brakes. I don't know. Few is a lot compared to somebody else's few. But did get this part done. All right, we're going to tape these wires up. And unplug them here. Tape these up. Yeah, I'm going to try to do it without glasses on. See how good I am. Somebody had evidently had a trailer plug-in wired to these. Would be my assumption, the way they're under here. The way they just scrape the old wire back. Yep. 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 All right. So we got all that stuff. That works, which is good. Now, let me get some stuff cleared out of the way, and I guess we'll start bleeding brakes. Okay, on to the brakes.
What's on?
Brake pads on it. I don't know. It does have a brake pad, but I don't know why it is. Oh no, man, it's doesn't seem like it's on there right to me. Oh, that's nice. Look at this.
What's that, the rotor?
It's the bearings. I don't even think there's a Carter key in that nut. I don't even think there's a Carter key in that nut. On that nut. No, there's not. It wasn't even almost tight. I wonder if they repacked the bearings and then, nah, too much grease on there. Hell, that might even be, that's not even tightening up, I don't think. Nope, it's not. Nope. Spindle stripped out. Well, they're gonna have to put a new spindle on there. I'll put a pin in there, Carter key, and I'll get the brakes working, and we will take it for a drive down the road, because I'm determined. Yep, that thing's tight, but it's spewing fluid everywhere. That's wonderful. Well, the bolts tight being well, it's hell to come out of there. And it almost feels like it might be cross-threaded in there.
Wouldn't surprise me any.
Huh?
Wouldn't surprise me any.
what it feels like. That strip, did I mention that?
Yeah. Maybe one that runs.
Huh?
This may be one that runs, but you dang sure can't drive it that way.
I'll put a car key in it and run it up and down the road though. Well, it'll keep the nut from coming off, and it's far enough in there that the bearings aren't all sloppy. Because I said I'd do a run and drive, and this thing's gonna run and drive.
Yeah.
I may even have to drive with no damn brakes.
Do I?
I may drive with no dang brakes.
Oh, heck.
Boy, and this thing's spider central. Well, here we are. Day 4,562,721.3. I got my glasses.
And a half.
And a half. Anyways, we're filling her up with fluids, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, fluid for fluids we didn't have, just to make it fluidy, and antifreeze and all that good stuff, so we can attempt to start it. See how things are going to do. We're working on it. It's slowly getting full. All right. I guess we need any more than this, we'll use water.
Pretty much. What, 4.5 gallons if you use all the rest of that one?
Well, it wasn't. 2 of them gallons weren't all the way full. They were like quarter gallons. So I put
okay.
like 2.5 gallons in it.
Oh, okay.
This is the other full gallon that I just kind of. Oh, well.
Okay, I hear stuff running out.
Huh?
I hear stuff running out.
Oh, hell, it is. Where the hell's it running out at?
I don't know. It just sounds like it.
90 light, don't have it.
Yeah, I see something shiny underneath.
Yeah, I see it too. Well, isn't this special?
Isn't this par for the course?
It's pouring out.
Where's it poured out from?
Shit, I couldn't tell you. Where's my pan?
Here, right here. Because it just started.
Well, whoever put the water pump on put the wrong water pump on. It needed with that Serpent serpentine system, needs to be a reverse flow water pump, and a newer water pump. Well, they used the older one on there, which I didn't put on, and I didn't put the belt system on. It was already on there. But they used the wrong pump, so it left an open water passage there on the end of the block. So when the block filled up halfway or so, it started pouring out the hole. But I did talk to the owner, told him what was going on, and then the back brakes, absolutely no fluid going to them. I tried for, I don't know, about 15 minutes trying to get fluid back there. No fluid back there. It's going to need some new lines and stuff put on it, and way more time, and I've spent way too much time already on this truck. So I talked to the owner, and the owner said, well, it's got half water in the block. It's not going to pump good, but he said it shouldn't get too hot driving over. I don't have very far to go, just around the corner down the block. So he said, go ahead and drive it. So I'm going to jump in the truck, and basically with water coming out and only one brake on the left front working, that's it, no other brakes, I am going to give y'all a drive on this truck from here down the block and over to his house at least. So let's do that. And keep in mind, everything I've done to the truck has just been, it's been free gratis. They didn't get charged anything for any of my labor or anything or working on it. I just did it to help them out. And so they're going to take the truck from here. I did get it to where it will start, charge, run, drive, power steering hooked up, tank switches and all changed. So, and I didn't charge them anything. I just did it to help Christy out. So they're going to take it, and they're going to do the rest of the little stuff that needs to be done. And so, like I said, let's roll this baby. Well, I'm going to see about driving this old beast. One front brake on the driver's side is all it has. Whoever put that motor together, well, not put the motor together, but put that serpentine system on there, they put just a regular water pump on it, and there's actually an open hole on it where, well, the water just poured out when I started filling it up. But it's just around the corner here. I'm going to drive it. I think it'll be fine. In fact, the owner told me go ahead and drive it. So we're going to see if she'll start up, and then we're going to roll. made it. Holmes,
Oh.
you was brave standing in front of this with only one kind of front brake.
Well, you figured,
Oh.
figured there's nothing else I could stop you.
Hold on, better roll that window up. A little more power. Woo!
That header paint stinks.
Yeah, that header bad. Well, there you have it. The Jalopy did drive, and it does run, but it definitely was sketchy coming over here with that brake. But I guess that's what I aimed for. So I said it'd be a will it run and drive. And from stuck motor to running to it actually drove over here, but it needs a whole ton of work still. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to it. It's far from finished. But anyways, I said a run and drive. That's what y'all got. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share. In fact, if you are going to watch my videos on a regular basis, I really need you to subscribe, and to make your subscribe count and your like count, you need to get a YouTube account. So if y'all liked it, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You'll know when I have another one. So until the next one, adios.